Good morning, everyone's. Happy Thursday to you. Welcome to our Fully Awake 365 devotion. Let's see. Today is July 30th. We're in the month. I think this is the last day. Is it? Tomorrow's the last day. Yeah. July is 31 days. We're in the month of the inner kingdom, and we're going to talk about the speck and the plank. Good morning,
Good morning.
LaDonna. How are you on
I'm
today?
good. My elbow just fell off the table.
Just want to tell everybody. Do you remember the time, LaDonna, we were eating at Shoney's with a friend, and the table next to us, the guy was eating like this, and the food fell off of his fork, and instead of letting it fall, he tried to go down with his head and catch it. He tried to catch it like that with his mouth. We were sitting there like, what is going on at the table next to us? All right. Are you the lady in black this morning, LaDonna?
It's gray, I
Okay.
think. It's a Kuna Matata,
Uh-oh.
Lion King.
All right. Hakuna Matata.
I bought this for Tony a couple years ago. He outgrew it, and I received it as a hand-me-down.
He outgrew it. He's a growing boy. He's hungry. He's a growing boy.
This way.
Esther sometimes she'll get one of my larger shirts, becomes a sleep shirt. Sleep
Yeah.
shirt. All right. Well, happy Thursday to everybody. Glad you're here on today. We have a little joy for you tonight. I was riding in the car last night, LaDonna, with my son, and there was this band was playing that is our song this morning, and he said to me, "Who is this band, Dad?" And I went, "Oh Lord, I have failed. I have failed as a father that you don't know who this band is." Um, but my kid does like he likes most music that I like, so I give him a little pass. But you'll be a little bit surprised that he didn't know this band. All right, everyone, see if you recognize the song and the artist.
Saturday in the park, I think it was the 4th of July. Saturday in the park, I think it was the 4th of July. People dancing, people laughing, a man selling ice cream, singing Italian songs. E compare can you dig it? Yes, I can, and I've been waiting such a
All right.
long time for Saturday.
If you're a real fan, you probably knew this the first 3 or 4 seconds of the song. Yeah, a man selling ice cream, singing Italian songs. All right. I think that was one of the soloists, but then
Yeah.
another soloist became a little bit more
Yeah.
of the main guy later on in the groups in their career. So might not be as familiar. You might be an 80s after
Yeah. This was
Chicago.
the 70s version,
That was
early 70s
70s,
version of them.
70s
Yeah.
guys. All right, Brendan, talk to us.
So I definitely think for some of Chicago songs, I just gave it away. Shoot, sorry. That's okay. Everybody guessed it in the over on YouTube. For some of these songs, I would have known, but this song I don't know very well. So I was kind of clueless unless I had looked at the artist. So just saying. And I know that I'm right on the cusp of the generation that should know, but I think I should be ashamed. I should know. But that's okay. Dr. Sharonda was like Eagles or Chicago. That's always a good guess.
That's a
People,
pretty good guess.
but definitely got the song. But over on YouTube, let's see, Laverne, Billy, Josh Johnson, Durante. Laverne said Robert Lamb was the lead.
She
Hmm.
knew. See, I
Dr.
thought I had some trivia
Ray,
for y'all, but she knew.
Dr. Ray, Aaron McClary. Yeah, everybody got the artist pretty much. So look at there, DE.
Josh Johnson, awake at what is that? 5 or 4 a.m. in Cali. Happy good morning to you, Josh. All right, LaDonna, you want to do the big reveal?
So, yes, this was Chicago, formerly known as the Chicago Transit Authority. And
Mm.
I'm going to give Micah a pass for several reasons. Number one, they had their heyday. Yes, they extended on into the 80s, and I think they still tour now, but their big heyday was 70s, which he was way not thought of. But you were born in the 70s, so not his generation for sure. Secondly, like Brandy already mentioned, and you already mentioned, this was not their more famous lead singer who was Peter Cetera. This was Robert Lamb. So you may not have realized it was Chicago because it was an unfamiliar voice for people who are used to Peter Cetera's voice being Chicago. And thirdly, there were so many bands in that era that had that same horn vibe, blood, sweat, and tears. There's several. So I'm going to give Micah a pass for not knowing this.
All right, the name. Did you tell us the name of the song?
No, Saturday in the park.
Saturday in the Park. There it
And this
is.
past year, the 4th of July was on Saturday, and everybody was talking about how that wouldn't be true again for years and years, that we could sing that song this past year because it was actually on Saturday.
They toured a while, I think. They did several tours with EWF, with Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah, I can't remember if they were, I don't think they were with them the time were they with them the time we saw them, the time you guys didn't get in? Was Chicago with them,
I
or was it
don't think
somebody else?
so.
I think that was Santana. It
I
was
think it was
Santana.
Santana. Yeah, the time that
That
we
day, it
bought
was
we
the
bought
worst
tickets to
day.
see Earth, Wind, and Fire and Santana opening for them, and literally Brandy and me and Micah were sitting
Yeah.
in our car on the street, not able to even get in the parking lot, and
I
we
We
felt
had
could
so
hear the
bad.
had
music,
our
remember?
windows rolled down, like trying to hear, through. Yeah, we were upset. I don't even think we didn't get our money back, did we?
No, we did not. And Dana went with us too. That I was so excited about all
Dana,
of us
our
going
other
Y'all
cousin,
didn't
together.
didn't
get
get
in.
in.
Tony, I don't know how
Tony
Tony
and
and I
LaDonna
went to
got
a
in.
different gate or something, but we got in. Yeah,
We were so disappointed
It
because I thought
was
that would have been so fun for us
it
to all
would have
just sit
been.
out in the outside
it was
together with
very
him.
disappointing. All right, that's Chicago Saturday in the Park, and if you're an 80s Chicago's guy, you went from Robert Lamb's voice to Peter Cetera, who always sounded like he was singing in falsetto. I think it was his real voice, but it's
Yeah,
in my life.
kind of
Like
like the
what
Bee
in the
Gees,
world? What?
kind of like the Bee Gees.
Kind of like had the Bee Gees voice.
They always sound. Yeah, I love Peter Cetera though. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for playing music trivia. On this day, a couple of years ago, LaDonna, we did the song was Cult of Personality. That was
Mhm.
Living Color. So there's some pretty good rock and roll going on. All right, LaDonna, bring us in the speck and the plank.
Okay, our affirmation this morning is my life is too powerful and purposeful to waste it searching for the speck in my neighbor's eye. I will not make a habit of committing the spiritual sin of judging others. Instead, I will focus my mind on fully connecting with the unconditional love of God. Once I have been baptized in love, I will overcome my need to judge. God's love will enable me to see others through the eyes of love. Only then will I be able to compassionately offer them help and restoration without judgment.
All right, so you might be able to guess who wrote this day of devotion. Who knew that the trick was always going to be on you, LaDonna? You have to read the long affirmation. Yeah, so this is a teaching from Jesus. Why do you look for the speck, the small thing, the speck of dust or splinter, sometimes it's referred to like that, in your neighbor's eye when you don't consider the plank? Sometimes it is the log. I think Old English is the moat. The moat. You got a moat in your eye. Um, Yeah, and so growing up, there were many different understandings of the way to teach this. One was Well, deal with your own sin first, and then you can deal with somebody else's sin. That was kind of my first exposure to this verse. And then it became, you know, learn compassion, and then you'll be able to help other people get rid of their sin. And then I got into the then I became aware that there's no such thing as sin. So how do we do this? Or at least a redefinition of sin. It's not a sinning against God. It's really just a missing the mark of our own personal divinity. What is your most authentic divine self? And so whatever our translations are of this, the point is, one of the points is mind your business. Okay, mind your own business. Let other people live their life. You live yours. Let it be. Let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. But the other is the points of emphasis. What's the disparity in the speck and the plank? Okay, so forget about the speck being a sin, um, or some kind of fleshly sin. The speck is some falling beneath a mark or missing of a mark, okay? Which is the minor thing. It's the small thing, okay? So whether you want to say sin or not agreeing with your own divinity, that's the small thing. The bigger issue, the plank, the board, the log, the moat, the huge thing that's in your way is not a bigger sin, a bigger fleshly sin. Well, the speck was you lied. The plank was you murdered somebody. That's not, we're not comparing, terrible things here. The bigger issue is the need, the desire that you need to deal with somebody else's, what you perceive as their sin, them not living the way you want them to live, them not wearing your clothes, trying to create them in your image. And so what's the point? The point that Jesus is making here is get rid of the need. Get rid of the need to tend to other people's business, the need to judge others, the need to be critical of someone else. And then you're not awarded all of a sudden, well, Jesus is going to give you the right. You get the right to judge now because you don't want to judge anymore. The point is never judgment. It is when you get rid of the need to do it, the healing has already happened. You don't need to fix them. You just embrace them as they are. And so in that way, the compassion, it is the healing of itself. You don't need to fix somebody. And if there is something that's necessary, that someone might have a blind spot that's causing them harm or someone else harm, you are healing it from a different space, not a need to judge it, not a need to fix, not a need to set up a hierarchy of I'm better than you, but it comes more naturally from a true place of love and interbeingness. And so, yeah, so the lesson this morning is mind your business, live your authentic life, and the perspective of how you see others will be much more clear, and you'll be able to offer healing from a place of love, not a place of wanting to be in charge, not a place of criticism, but a true place of wanting the best for others, not with a projection of what you think someone should be doing, but just of their own happiness and their own health and their own authenticity. All right, LaDonald, back on you.
Yes, two things. One, sometimes when I'm disappointed, let's use that word, in something my husband has done, I have to just say, you know what? He's probably been just as disappointed in me lots of times for stuff I've done. So let me just chill out here. He's probably just as angry with me as I am with him.
Very true.
Secondly, oh my gosh, this is so off topic, but I have to, it's bothering me when the word, you said something in the affirmation about baptism, about being baptized. Do you remember the line in, oh my gosh, what's the movie now? I can't, Say Anything? When Lloyd Dobler is talking to his buddies and he says, I gave her my heart and she gave me a pen. And then he's sitting in his car and it's raining. Goes, it was a baptism of, what was it? I can't think of what the word he used. What was it a baptism of? Do you remember? It was such a great line and I can't remember it.
We do remember though that they were sitting, Lloyd was having romance troubles, and
Yes.
these guys are sitting at a gas station on a Friday night,
Hmm.
hanging out at a gas station. And Lloyd comes to ask something, and they're like, "Oh man, problems with the woman." They're like, "Yeah." And so one of the guys starts rapping. He's like, "Lloyd,
Lord,
Lloyd, all null
all
and
null and
void.
void.
We try
We
to
try to
avoid
avoid Lord.
Lloyd."
It's such a white person trying to rap.
It's white rap at its worst, at its
Okay.
worst.
I'm sorry. I thought you would remember it. So
That's all right.
let's get back to our spiritual nature about
All
not
right, back
judging
to our
and
prayer.
end with the prayer. Spirit of God, let me see through eyes of love today. Grant me strength to build up, not break down. Give me the courage to restore, not condemn. Today I surrender my need to judge others and open my heart and mind to be filled with your love. I want to see others as you see them. Amen.
Amen. All right, LaDonna, a quick update on the cat wrangling. How's it going?
Okay, I've successfully gotten two trapped, taken in, fixed, and released back out.
Like
So
it?
I'm gonna. But you know what? They'll only let you borrow the traps for 2 weeks at a time. So I had to take them back yesterday. So, but they told me you can buy your own trap at Home Depot and then come in anytime. So that's what I'm doing because I would have to wait in line again on the waiting list to get the traps back. So I've
Okay,
got quite a
who's
ways to go. But let me just say, the female, it's so interesting because when I picked the female up, she was whining a little bit, but she was fairly calm. And, as I was recovering her, you have to keep them in the cage for a certain amount of time before you let them go. Every time I would lift the sheet back, she would just kind of, oh, but, she was fine. The male, he was mad. He was banging that cage. He was hissing at me. So it's like I thought, okay, intuitively these cats know the female's like, "Whew, I don't have to have any more babies." And the male was like, can't do what anymore? It was a total different story.
hilarious? All right, well here's my plank this morning. I'm gonna have to work on my plank, LaDonna,
Okay.
because this statement is it's probably not it's not the right. But when you were saying I have to, they only let you have the traps for 2 weeks at a time, and I was like, when they have to limit the amount of time you have a trap, that might be a clue that you got a lot of cats in your backyard. You got a number of cats. Well, kudos to you. You've been dealing with cat genitalia for the last
Oh,
two
yes.
weeks.
Yes.
It's a
Well,
lot.
we're gonna get it done. So the colony, they call them cat colonies, will not grow
Colony.
any bigger, and I will just keep the
Well,
ones
you've become our father. He just could not tolerate seeing any
Yeah.
living thing suffering or not being fed.
Yeah.
And
Every time I say to myself, I'm just gonna stop putting food out there, then they'll go away. Then they're
yeah,
at the door. You see their little faces. I can't do it.
that's a non-starter. Yeah, if I see a deer walk past, I'm like trying to talk deer language
I
to it. Like,
have at
come here, I
least
have
gone
food
though.
for you.
I have at least gone from wet food to just dry food. I used to feed them wet food and dry food.
Maybe giving them their daily vitamins. Okay. All right, people. Thanks for joining us on today. Happy Thursday to everyone, and looking forward to seeing you guys on Sunday. Sunday is a little bit of, we haven't made an announcement about it as of yet, but our mother, Ava Darlene, our mother on Monday will be 88,
Hmm.
and I know LaDonna's a bit of a numerologist. Eight has a lot of significance, so it's double eights, and we'll celebrate her on Sunday. 88 years old, still playing the piano, doing her thing. Younger at heart than anyone on this anyone on this devotion this morning. I can promise you that. But we'll be in the Song of Songs on Sunday morning. Make sure your children are either taken care of or at children's church because it is a Sunday of yeah, graphic sexual images in the
Adult
Bible. Who would have
content.
thought? What'd you say?
Adult content.
Adult content for sure. Yeah. All right. I hope you have a great beginning of your Thursday. We love you guys. Go in peace.